Hey guys, what's up? This is Doctor, and how are you guys all doing? I hope you have a great weekend. The moment I'm recording this, it's Saturday. Hope you're gonna enjoy it. Hope you're doing some fun stuff. I want to have a little bit of a talk. First of all, I'm back. I'm back into WoW. I got back into it. I was missing WoW. It's kind of also the fault of my wife. Yeah, I am married right now. It's my wife. She was raiding all this time. I quit it from WoW, like you guys could see on my channel. I was kind of done with it. I started playing Ark. I was starting to do other things because I couldn't find anywhere. I was done with Wallace the Drenner, and I think you guys know what's going on. The sub numbers are dropping. It's not being a really good expansion. I'm not going into that right now. I want to do a video about 6.2.3, but I also want to say I'm back. I'm gonna focus on WoW. I have some projects in my head to actually to make videos again in World of Warcraft. So yeah, I'm gonna turn the channel up again because I'm raiding again. I'm playing the Moonkin. It's been a while. It's been so long since I played a ranged DPS. I think I did not play a ranged DPS since as a main since like Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, I was a prot paladin, but I also played a little bit of a mage back then. So it's been a long time. I did some free warrior in this expansion, but I didn't raid until the start of the first couple of weeks of Black Rock Foundry, and I quit it back then with raiding and with stuff because I just didn't enjoy myself. So I've been away from the game. I'm back. I took that break on purpose just to get away from it. I just ignored WoW. I just went away with it. I want to clear my mind. I want to if I want to come back, I told myself if I want to come back, I want to have the feeling like a fresh start again, and not that you have been lingering on this game and that you're come back and you're still like, yeah, nothing's changed. I still can't find the excitement again. But I came back. I wanted to raid again. I was gearing up my mage because I wanted to make a main switch to my mage. But then a guild asked me to join them as a Moonkin, and I actually said yes. So I'm getting back into the Moonkin. I'm the worst geared player on their roster. I'm the worst DPS. These guys all have their tier bonus, and they're all 700 item level plus. They have the tier bonus. They have the legendary ring. I don't have my legendary ring on my druid. I don't have a tier bonus. I'm 699. I'm getting my ass kicked on the DPS meters, except when it's on AoE. Hellfire Assault, Star Fight for the win, right? That's the AoE fights are the only fights I can be first or second on the DPS meter and actually feeling good about myself. For the rest of the fights, I'm really getting my ass kicked. But I cleared 13 out of 13 normal and 5 out of 13 heroic. And the guild is a new guild where we are right now existing for 4 weeks, and I'm having a blast. And I was like, this is where I belong. I still love raiding, and raiding in Wallace the Drenner is good. So I'm back into it. I'm kind of exciting again to be back in WoW. And this video I want to talk about 6.2.3 because that's the new patch that's coming out. But I just wanted to let you guys know that my channel is going to be, of course I'm going to do other games, but I want to do something else next to WoW. But I'm also playing WoW again. I'm gonna do more WoW videos again, just so you guys know that. So 6.2.3. I know I'm late to the party. Okay, don't hate on me. I just took a break. I just stepped away from everything, and now I'm trying to come back. I think the last video about WoW I did was about Legion, I believe. So yeah, let's get in 6.2.3. I just wanted to do a video about it. So what are we getting in 6.2.3? We're getting new time walking dungeons, and we're getting Valor points, and we're getting some mounts, we're getting some new trinkets. I will go over all of that. How this video is going to work is I will go over what we're getting, yeah, and the one where we went over what are we getting, what content are we getting, how is it gonna work. Then I'm gonna give my opinion about it. Do I like it? Do I hate it? Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know then. So let's start with what are we getting. We're getting new time walking dungeons, Grim Battle, Good Choice, Stonecore, Lost City of Tolfir, the Vortex Pinnacle, Throne of the Titans, and End Time. These are Cataclysm dungeons, and they're gonna be brought into the time walking setup. Do I like these dungeons? Yes. The End Time I do not understand, because I think the End Time dungeon was the most boring out of the three. So why? Because you burn up your cooldowns, you click on the time mechanic, and then you get reset in time, you get all your cooldowns back, and just go all burn out, balls to the walls again. But okay, no problem with that. For the Wrath of the Lich King gets time walking events, gets an extra dungeon. It's the Pit of Saron. There's a really good dungeon. I really enjoyed that back in Wrath of the Lich King, good to see that back. And for the Burning Crusade, one of my favorite heroic dungeons is coming back. That's the Magus Terrace. I'm really curious how hard it's going to be. It was maybe even the hardest dungeon on heroic, and I only saw here basically guild groups running them, especially for the PvP boss, which killed a lot of pugs back in the day. So I'm actually curious, is it going to be hard, or is it going to be a walk in the park like all the time walking dungeons right now? Also, we're gonna have a new mount into the time walking section. It's gonna be the Infinite Time Reaver. I will put up a picture on your screen. I think it's a very beautiful mount. It's basically the end boss of the end time dungeon, or actually the only boss of the end time dungeon. Let's face facts here. I do like it, however. I remember seeing the boss of the end time. I know he has an aspect and all that kind of stuff, but I do remember fighting him as a boss, and I actually was thinking like, wow, this guy looks pretty awesome. I would like to have him as a mount. So it's a random drop, unfortunately, so you might get it, you might not get it, who knows, but at least I think it's cool it's in there. So on to the next tab. Cross Realm Mythic raiding has been enabled, will be enabled in 6.2.3. What does that, is that a good thing, bad thing? I'm pretty happy with it. A lot of guilds are falling apart. I don't know how it's on you guys server, but I see a lot of guilds dying, a lot of guilds falling apart. And I think this Cross Realm Mythic will help guilds to get some friends, get some family, and if they need to, well, mostly family, doesn't raid on Mythic level, but could be wrong here, who knows? I mean, sure, there will be some families, but it's always good to have your friends, your family, people who you know, to get them in Cross Realm and do that last Mythic progress, so that's really good to see that. What else do we got? If you defeat Archimonde on heroic difficulty or higher, there will you get a quest item which will send you on a quest to get the Grove Warden mount. The Grove Warden mount, I think it's a really nice looking mount. I have no problems with it. I think it's a really cool mount, but I don't see a link with the Burning Crusade, if you know what I mean. It's not like a Burning Legion mount. I'm not getting it. If you look at the mount we're getting from, which you get from the Collector's Edition, or yeah, I think it's the Collector's Edition from Legion, you get some kind of a Felhound mount, which is really a Burning Legion kind of mount. And this Grove Warden mount is a really beautiful mount, and I know it has some Fel energy on his antlers. But that being said, I don't see the link between Archimonde or the Burning Legion and this mount. I don't see where the connection is. That being said, it's still a good looking mount. I just don't see it fit in lore-wise, or don't see it. I don't remember a member of the Burning Legion riding a Grove Warden, but maybe it has something to do with Draenor lore. I don't know. The only thing I do know, I think it's a beautiful mount. I do like it. So what else do we got into this patch? Now, Valor. I was staying away from Valor until now, so I can focus on that for the rest of the video. We're gonna get Valor points. Oh boy. So we're gonna get Valor points, and we get Valor points from a couple of things. The first heroic dungeon you do every day. Mythic dungeons, which is gonna be the best source, the most lucrative source to get your Valor points, is doing Mythic dungeons. And looking for raid Hellfire Citadel, and only looking for raid. Now I know I'm in really dangerous territory here. I'm in dangerous waters here. I should not go there, but that it only drops from looking for raid Hellfire Citadel instead of. It's not we're not getting Valor points from normal Hellfire Citadel or heroic or mythic, and I will go over that a little bit later on in the video. So how is this gonna work? A random dungeon rewards you with 100 Valor. The weekly bonus event quest is something I've got. The weekly bonus events quest will give you 500 Valor. The weekly raid finder run rewards 75 till 150 Valor. How is that gonna work out? I don't know. I went on the PTR today. The PTR is updated to 6.2.3. I could not find any new Valor vendors. I did not see anything about a Valor. I wanted to go in there and actually show that to you guys, or record that and bring that to as content to this video. Show you guys how it's gonna work. I don't know yet. We have to wait and see. So yeah, how is this? Is this a good or a bad thing? Well, there is actually more to go over. With those Valor points, what we can do is we can upgrade our gear. We can upgrade our gear in total with 10 item levels. Each 5 item level upgrade costs 250 Valor. So if you have like, and the other thing is that we can only upgrade Hellfire Citadel gear. So no Mythic Dungeon gear, no Baleful gear, no Blackrock Foundry, and no Heimdall gear. And we need 5 item levels upgrade. You need 250 Valor. So we can only upgrade it twice. So we can add 10 item levels to a Hellfire Citadel item, and that's 500 Valor. So yeah, that's doing the weekly bonus event quest is 1 item upgrade basically. Well, actually two upgrades, but 1 maximum item level upgrade. So how do I feel about this? What is going on here? I want to go into this, and I don't want you guys to see this as a rant or to go rage, but I think it's completely wrong. I wanna spill my guts about this because I really don't like this. Now, first of all, I'm raiding right now. I'm back into raiding. The first thing I'm gonna say, the Valor point system. What are the ups of Valor point for the new Valor point system? The upside of it is that it will help people who will want to make a main switch and want to get into raiding again, or who took a break like me to gear up. Is that good? Yes, that's good. For other guilds who are doing heroic, let's say you're doing heroic progress and you're stuck on a boss, especially Archimonde and Manor, there are 2 bosses that are really hard. A lot of guilds struggling with that, and it's good to see the last 2 bosses being that hard of the expansion. But they're gonna say to their raiders, go get your Valor points, yeah? Go get it, we can use the upgrades and go do that. So, the Valor points system, I will go over it a little bit more later on in the video. But that's one thing we're getting, and I'm not completely happy with that. But I will go over that in a bit. Because the other thing I a little bit forgot about is that we're gonna get also in those mythic dungeons where we're gonna get our Valor points in. We are also there change the item levels of the drops. You can have always in mythic dungeon when an item drops from a boss, it's a 685 item right now. But in 6.2.3 you can have a chance that an item level will drop between 685 and 725. That's 40 item levels, right? That's 40 item levels difference. But it goes in steps of 5 levels, so it's going to be a 685 or a 690 or 695 or 700 till all the way till 725 in steps of 5 item levels. But how higher the item level of the item, the less of a drop chance it has. Now, here's the thing: if you're a raider and you want to get that 725 item level, what is the drop chance? Because is the drop chance about 5 or 10% to get that 725 item level from a boss? You're gonna have a really hard time getting that 725. And if you're already at 710 or 715 item level, you don't need those 685, those 690s, those 695 or 700 items. You are going in there for the 725. But if it's not dropping, it's really hard to get, and you're farming those mythic dungeons like crazy, and you're not getting it, it can be really frustrating. The same thing is what they're gonna do to the Baleful system. The Baleful items right now is 655, but right now in 6.2.3 we're gonna upgrade it so it has a chance to get upgraded to 695. So this time when a Baleful item drops, it could be 695, but also in steps of 5, the higher item level it is, the less drop chance it has. It's the same system, so it's a lot of RNG into the mythic dungeons and into the Baleful items. I don't like that. RNG is always a bad thing, because if you're working for something, if you're working to get something to a certain goal, and that goal is based on RNG, you're gonna have a bad time. Now, loot was always a RNG. Would it drop your cloud item? No, it has a chance to drop leather, mill, plate, or whatever. But you could farm the dungeons, and at some point you would get your items. In the dungeon system and the item level system right now we have in Warlords of Draenor, I'm completely against it. I didn't like that bosses could drop so many different items and with so many different stats. But if we go further back in a while, back to Mists of Pandaria and Cataclysm, if you would just farm your dungeons, you would get your gear and you would be happy with it. At some point you would get it, and you would, if you didn't get it on 1 week, you did know where to go to get it. You know which item would drop from which boss and which item level it had. did you need that item, yes or no? And if you did not need that item anymore, you would not go there. Right now it's basically RNG. Do I need the 685 or the 695 or the 700 item? No, but I do need the 725. But how high is the drop chance? We don't know, but if that would be a 5 or a 10%, there's gonna be a lot of frustration for a lot of players. So yeah, that's also is a system I'm not completely happy with, but I will talk a little bit more about that. The final thing we get in 6.2.3 is PvP Season 3. Sorry, that was a little bit of Dutch there. We're gonna get a new PvP season, which just makes sense, right? I mean, BlizzCon is around the corner. It's been 6 days if I'm right now. But the point of BlizzCon, right? I think after BlizzCon, on the last day of BlizzCon or the day after BlizzCon, I believe that the beta will start. Beta for Legion will start, and in my opinion, I think we're gonna have like 3 months of beta. So then beta is still January, November. If you count still November, in this November, December, and January, 3 months of beta testing isn't very long. We have longer periods of beta testing, but let's say it's gonna be 3 months, and then they need to work everything out. I think we're not gonna see Legion until March, April, maybe even May. I think we're gonna be a long time in Warlords of Draenor still. So it's only right that we saw. I mean, I saw Season 3 coming miles away because I mean, we have plenty of time until Legion hits. So yeah, no big surprises there. So now we also the final thing I want to mention before I forget is that the mythic dungeons are gonna drop heirloom trinkets for level 100 to 110 leveling. You get like intellect, strength, or whatever with doing more damage against demons. So it's purely based on Legion leveling. I will put up a picture on the screen, but those stats on that are not skilled right yet, so we have to wait how they will turn out to be when the patch will hit live. As I said, I went into the PTR, but stuff was still not on there, even though it's at 6.2.3. Now, we went over everything we're getting into this new patch. How do I feel about it? Okay, here we go, and I don't want you guys to take this as read, but I think this is a desperate patch. What is going on here? It's really easy to see. Blizzard is seeing their sub numbers plummeting. It's plummeting back to earth, and it's crashing in miles beneath the earth's crest. Shit is hitting the fan. WoW is dying. I mean, I'm seeing guilds dying left, right, and center, and not only on my realm, but on different realms. I see a lot of people quitting the game. I mean, I went away, and I played WoW for 10 years, and don't get me wrong, I love WoW. I just want it to be so much better, and that's what everybody. A lot of rage is going on about YouTubers who are making videos and having criticism to Blizzard. It's like, yeah, you guys are a bunch of whiny bitches, and you're only raging, you're only giving. Well, we're not raging. We're trying to give criticism, and yes, it can be negative criticism if a game is not doing its proper job. If there's things wrong with the game, why shouldn't we call that out? We're only calling that out. YouTubers are calling that out, and I'm a very small YouTuber. I get it. I think that with my 142 subs, I'm like a nobody. I do get it. But an Ash Chat, a Preacher, a Bellular Gaming, pick your choice. Of course, those guys have criticism on the game because they love World of Warcraft. Don't get them wrong. I love World of Warcraft, but it's never been in a worse position. The last sub numbers we saw were 5.4 million subscribers. Now that was a record low. That wasn't as low until the game was starting up during vanilla. That's 10 years ago, guys. And what is happening is that right now, what would it be? If my guess is right, I would not be surprised if we in the next quarter we're gonna be around 4.7 million subscribers. I would not be surprised. Most of my friends, I have a very big friend list. Most of my friends, well, basically everybody, quitted WoW. They stepped away. They're like, yeah, raiding is really fun, and I'm backing. I've seen the raids. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm getting out. So, Blizzard is seeing that. Blizzard is seeing the sub drops plummeting, and they're like, we need to do something. We need to put this game back onto the map. But they don't want to do it proper, because they're focusing on Legion and they're focusing on Overwatch. Now, I'm hyped as fuck about Overwatch, and I would like a video to make a video about it. I don't have a beta key. Maybe I can get some footage somewhere and talk about it sometimes, but I don't want to talk about things I did not play. But if I look at players appreciating it like players playing it like Bajira, and I'm seeing Ghosty, and I'm seeing all these gamers, a lot of gamers I'm following, and I'm seeing Level Cap playing that beta. I'm just getting excited and want to get my hands on it. But I think Blizzard is right now focusing on Legion, and they're focusing on the shooter. And I think the problem is like, okay, our people are running out of content. People are leaving the game. This ship is sinking. Oh my god, I'm gonna be raged at, but never mind. And like, we need to do something. Okay, how are we gonna do that? Okay, let's bring up higher item level stuff on an RNG basis into the Mythic Dungeons, and let's bring back Valor. Yeah, let's put Valor into Mythic Dungeons and into Looking for Raid and Heroic Dungeons. And why are they doing that? First mistake is that to do that, they're forcing people to get back into to do that, because as I said, when you're a heroic progressing guild, my guild is 4 weeks old. We got several players who stopped playing the game, and they're back right now. Well, they didn't stop, but we got players from guilds that are dying or whatever. And in 4 weeks' time, we cleared 13 out of 13, 13 out of 13 normal. We are 5 out of 13 heroic, but we have people without legendary rings like me, and we're not all. Some people are really insanely geared, some are not, and like. I'm one of the worst geared people on the roster. I feel obligated and mandatory to do those mythic dungeons and to get that Valor point and to get those Valor points to upgrade my gear, so I can catch up with the people who are pretty good geared. Because we need more DPS, we need more healing, we need more survivability for the tanks. So people are gonna feel mandatory, and it's really stupid that Blizzard is putting that stuff into the dungeons. Look, we had these dungeons from launch. Since what has launched, we had the same dungeons, and when people were sick or tired of it, Blizzard introduced Mythic Dungeons, and nothing changed. It were the same mechanics, exactly the same mechanics, but just shit hit harder and shit had more HP. Bosses and mobs had more HP and they hit it harder. Well, grass stats, it's still the same stuff. And we are doing Looking for Raid over and over again. And what is happening, the queue times for Looking for Raid for a DPSer, when I was trying to upgear my mates, the queue time for a DPS jar would be up to an hour. I spent one time an hour and 20 minutes to get into an LFR wing. That shit is driving you nuts. And people, they're seeing less people queuing into LFR. And I want to fix it. And the fix is not to do something constructive about it. Now it's like, the people raiding. I'm clearing normal Hellfire Citadel every week right now. And I'm doing some heroics. Now, to get Valor points, I feel like I need to get back into Looking for Raid. And that's what they want. They want to have the tanks and the DPSs and the healers, the good players. They want to get them out of the normal and heroic, to get them in Looking for Raid, to boost up the queue times, to get people faster into the LFR, to have the queue times up by not putting Valor points into the normal and heroic and mythic Hellfire Citadel. I think that's a big mistake. If I'm clearing Hellfire Citadel every week, I don't want to redo it on Looking for Raid. I don't know what you guys think of Looking for Raid. I don't think it's an enjoyable experience. I never like going in there. There's a lot of hate in the chat. There's always rage and complaints, and everybody's bitching. I've been in. I mean, if you go to Archmont Looking for Raid, usually it's a white fest, and it's still, after that nerf, it's sometimes still, it's still taking you about 5 stacks to actually get the freaking boss down, and it's like a poisonous surrounding I don't want to be in. I don't like it. I do like raiding. I love raiding with my guild. I have a grand time. Seriously, I do love raiding, and that's what Blizzard knows. The only positive feedback Blizzard is getting from the community is that the raiding is so good in Hellfire Citadel. Yes, or in Wallace Drenar. Highmaul was good, Blackrock Foundry was good, Hellfire Citadel is good if you do normal, heroic, or mythic. And they're like, let's push people into it. And but they also need to do something about the dungeons. So the Valor points are good for people who want to make main series, people who are making a comeback from taking a break like me, but those people feel mandatory, and those people are getting pushed back into the same content they've been doing since release. I've did those dungeons during leveling. I did those dungeons to gear up to get into Highmaul. Then they introduced them as mythic dungeons. It's still the same. Now I need to redo the same dungeons that I've been doing since what is out to get Valor points. It's getting really boring. Blizzard, that is your problem. You're burning out your players with the same content over and over and over again. And now, it's again, go do your first heroic dungeon of the week. Go do the mythic dungeon. It's the same shit. Go do LFR. I've did that already. Yeah, I'm done with that content. What Blizzard should do is bring in new content. They should create 3 or 4 new dungeons, which would drop 725 item level. But you needed to be around level 685 to get into. So then the journey would be get 630 through doing heroic dungeons. When you level 100, get 630 through doing doing heroic dungeons. Get into LFR. Yeah, when you clear LFR and you still need some item levels, go do the mythic dungeons. That's a bad thing, to be honest, to push people back into the mythic dungeons. But try to get people around 680, 685 item level, and then they go into the final, the new 3 or 4, yeah, new dungeons, which would drop like 715 item level, would be high enough to get them 715 item level drops, so they can make the step to normal or to raiding again, to normal Hellfire Citadel at least. That would have been enough just to get 3 new dungeons in. 3 or 4 new dungeons which would drop 715 item level. And then you have new content. Content people would like to do. And if you're like, yeah, okay, we still would like people to upgrade them gear. Let's just say 1 heroic to get Valor points from 1 heroic dungeon each week. And it drops less, you need less Valor points to upgrade your items. So people would do those new dungeons or actually do some old dungeons just to switch things up a bit. That would be enough. But to force people to do massively doing heroic dungeons, doing mythic dungeons and looking for it is just, that's the problem. That's the same problem, Blizzard. The same problem is there is no new content, and no new content means your game is not going to improve. So I still do not approve of this patch. What is positive about this patch? The Archimond mount is really good. The time walking mount is looking really good. Those are things that I like. The new time walking dungeons, yeah, why not? There are people that are enjoying them. Why not? But that's still not new content. I'm playing this game since vanilla. I usually do those time walking dungeons once or twice, and now I'm like, I'm really disappointed. It used to be so much more fun back in the day when it was current content, and I'm never doing that again because I don't like to do content that is less good than it was, because the time walking dungeons for me are just a bad memory of a bad copy of how they used to be, because they were so different and so much harder, and they're so easy and no challenge at all. So I'm doing them like once or twice, and then I never do the time walking dungeons. But there is a certain crowd who does that, and who did not play in Burning Crusade or in Wrath of Lich King, and who does enjoy that. So yeah, no problems with that. But the Valor point system, I'm really against it. I think it's a bad thing. Also, the thing is, there is no cap on it. You can grind up to 4,800 Valor points each day. And I think it's Eden Hesikosis, if I'm right, who said, yeah, well, there's kind of a soft cap. You're gonna do the content you enjoy, and you're not going to do the content you do not enjoy. Ian Hesikosis, my friend, we're not enjoying any content. You got it? The reason why the queue times are so high is because everybody has done You're Looking for It 10 or 20 times. Everybody has done those dungeons since launch, and they're sick and tired of it. They want something new and fresh. It's not that it's bad content, it's that it's old content and we're done with it. That's why we're not doing it. And to put higher item level or Valor points is not going to bring people back. Yeah, it's going to bring people back. People like me who took a break. People who are making a main switch, who feel mandatory and feel that these Valor points, they need to do that to, they need to get them to up gear, and they feel that the same content is being forced down their throat and they're not enjoying it. Are they going to do it? Yes. Are they going to enjoy it? No. And there's a lot of people who are already rating heroic, Hellfire Citadel or higher or normal, and they're saying, fuck this, we don't need this, we're doing good as a guild. We're not gonna put our guilds into it, and they're still gonna ignore it. Is this gonna solve some of the queue times? Maybe. Maybe there will be some way of maybe there's gonna be a temporary fix, but people are gonna get burned out of these Valor points after about 4 weeks, and they're gonna say, fuck this, I can't be asked to get 4,800 Valor points each week. I'm not gonna do it anymore. The progress is doing good. Fuck this, I'm good enough. If I do like 2 or 3 more normal runs on my Druid, I won't need those Valor points anymore, and I'm not gonna do them anymore. So both ways it's bad. Or people feel forced to do them, yeah, or people are going to ignore them. It's not a good thing. What we need is improvement of the game. Need to have new stuff, new dungeons, and also, before I forget, the PvP community. Right now the world tournaments are busy. For the love of God, you put in this Valor points and you bring back new time walking dungeons. I mean, those time walking dungeons are not new, it's just all rehashed old content. For the love of God, will you please, Blizzard, give the PvP community some love? I'm not PvPing. I did PvP Season 1 this in Wallace Adrena, but give the PvP community some love. My heart goes out to you guys. Give those people some new battlegrounds and arenas, for crying out loud, because they deserve it. You give them a new season. Yeah, Season 3 is coming. How about you give them a new arena? Well, one? Give them about 2 or 3 new... Give them 3 new arenas and 2 new battlegrounds. It's your PvP community. They give you so much. You get so much in return for them. There's so much PvPers are being watched on YouTube. The World Tournament, they're giving your game so much PR, and you're just ignoring them by not giving them new battlegrounds and not giving them new arenas. And they need some love as well. Overall in this patch, I'm very disappointed, and I don't have a lot of good things to say about it. Now, this is not being a rant or a rage, or I might sound like that, but I'm just calling out, I'm shouting at Blizzard like, please improve your game. It's necessary. We all love your game. We want to love it. For the people who stopped loving your game, we want to love it. We want to play WoW, but it's not appealing to us anymore. Bring back new content. Make new content. And I know Blizzard is focusing on Overwatch and on Legion, but it's really important that Blizzard, if they're not doing anything, because I really believe this is the last patch we're gonna see, if they're not going to create any new content for Wallace and Draenor, Legion better should be a home run. If they don't hit it out of the park with Legion, WoW is gonna die. If they don't turn the ship around, it's gonna crash and it's gonna be game over. It's gonna sink. So it's really important that I knew they would not do massive new things to Wallace Adrena. It's still a disappointment. This patch is still not gonna bring. I'm not believing. Are you guys coming back? If you unsubbed, or if you just didn't unsub, but just, you know, just a little bit screwing around, playing now and then, logging in now and then. Are you gonna play again? Are you hyped to come back for this patch? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave your comments like, oh, for this patch I'm coming back. I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't think anybody is coming back for this. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm all wrong. Let me know. So yeah, do I think this is a good patch? No, definitely not. I think the only good things are the mounts and stuff. And the rest of the stuff, I really can't be arsed. I think those are just bad things. Anyway, it's been 30 minutes. It's been way too long. I apologize for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. We're going to dive back into the WoW section. I'm going to make more WoW videos. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Doctor in the Discord from Drenthe. Wishing you all a very nice day. Have a great weekend and enjoy yourself, guys. I thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.